Now I'm currently in one of the pit garages at the Budh International Circuit, and it's a very exciting day. Not only because it's my first time out on the track, it's also because I'm here to drive this, the highly anticipated Slavia Monte Carlo. The Slavia has always been one of the nicest driving sedans on the market, and ever since its launch, enthusiasts have been crying out for a sporty version akin to its cousin, the Volkswagen Virtus GT. Well, it's finally here, and before we get out on the track, let's see what changes have taken place over the standard Slavia to make this the Monte Carlo. Now, much like the Rapid and the Kushaq Monte Carlos that have come before this, the Slavia Monte Carlo is also a cosmetic job. And it all starts with this bright red paint with a lot of gloss black detailing. The grille gets a full gloss black treatment, and so do these little spoilers type elements lower down in the bumper. The headlamps continue to be LEDs with the LED DRLs, and overall if you see, it gives it a really nice and purposeful stance. Now moving over to the changes to the side, and the most noticeable one is the blacked out alloys. Interestingly, unlike the Kushaq, this one doesn't get the Vega 17-inch alloys. Instead, it continues with these 16 inches. Other than that, you get this nice Monte Carlo badge on the side. The ORVMs are also finished in black, and so is the window line. And lower down, you also get these side skirts, again finished in gloss black, and the roof also gets a gloss black treatment for that real dual tone finish. Now I'm at the rear of the Slavia Monte Carlo, and the most apparent thing you can see here is the spoiler element on the boot. The rest of the Slavia range doesn't get this, and this one does with this gloss black treatment. Also different is the gloss black treatment for all the lettering you see here, and the diffuser element is also in gloss black here. Rounding off the exterior changes are a smoked effect for the tail lamps and dark chrome on the door handles. However, it doesn't get red brake calipers or sportier exhaust steps, which would have really completed the Monte Carlo look. Apart from the tornado red you see here, the Slavia Monte Carlo can also be had in candy white. Now, if you've ever been inside a Slavia, you'll find a lot of similarities inside the Monte Carlo. You get the same basic dashboard, the same twin spoke steering wheel, and it's all fairly nice quality. Now, the major change is in the upholstery. You get an all black theme here with a lot of red detailing all around, like in the seats here, on the dashboard, and even the graphics on the instrument cluster are in red. Another change is you get these Monte Carlo scuff plates, Monte Carlo embroidered onto the headrest, and sporty aluminum pedals. Overall, the interior also does a good job of conveying its sporty intent, but the red details may not be to everyone's taste. Other than that, the features remain more or less same. You still get automatic climate control, a large touchscreen with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, 6 airbags as standard, a sunroof, and much more. Here's a look at the complete features list of the Slavia Monte Carlo. So Slavia Monte Carlo can be had with either the 1.5 TSI or the 1-litre TSI engine like the regular Slavia. And interestingly, unlike the Monte Carlos of old, this one is not the top spec variant anymore. There is a prestige variant that sits above it. The 1-litre TSI can be had with either the 6-speed manual or the 6-speed automatic, while the 1.5 TSI is only available with the 7-speed DSG automatic. A manual option with the 1.5 would have been nice too. Here are the prices for the new Slavia Monte Carlo. Now for the juicy bit, the hot laps out on the track. So now I'm finally heading out on the track with the Slavia Monte Carlo. I have Saurabh with me who's going to give me his expert tips and opinions how to go around BIC, as I've never been here before. So yeah, looking forward to it. So I've already had a couple of laps around this amazing circuit, and I must say I'm really enjoying this Slavia Monte Carlo. Talking of the specifics, this is of course the 1.5 TSI with 150 horsepower and 250 Newton meters, and that's a lot of grunt to push you out of corners like that. And it's mated to this snappy 7-speed DSG that just changes gears in a whim. what I also really like are these paddle shifters that really just add to the engagement. And speaking of wheels and tires, this is running on 16 inches, so it's not really different from your regular Slavia, but grip is ample, like you can see there. Now of course this is not a full-fledged proper review because we haven't been able to experience it out in the real world, but at least it gives you a taste of what the Slavia Monte Carlo is like. And again, on the subject of ride comfort, I won't be able to comment much because this is a superbly surfaced circuit. There are no undulations or imperfections, and it rides just beautifully even over the curves. You just love the punch that 1.5 TSI gives you out of the corners. And surprisingly, people say when you drive such a small car on such a big F1 circuit, it's bound to feel slow, but this really doesn't, at least from my perspective. Well, that was an exhilarating experience, almost like a morning workout. Thank you so much, Saurabh.
Awesome drive. Very well done. For your first time on the track, that was brilliant.
Thank you. I also got to experience the Monte Carlo around a tight and twisty autocross track and slalom course, around which the Slavia felt stable and predictable during the multiple direction changes. So this is a first look at the Slavia Monte Carlo. Do let us know what you think about it in the comments below, and watch out for a proper first drive review out on the road that will drop soon. But that wasn't all from my day at the BIC. Along with the Slavia Monte Carlo, Skoda has also introduced the Slavia Sportline and the Kushaq Sportline. Now these get the same blacked out treatment like the Monte Carlo, but the key point here is that they are more accessible and more affordable. That's because they are based on a mid-spec variant and you get lesser features because of that. Now interestingly, unlike the Monte Carlo that can be had in only two colors, the Slavia and the Kushaq Sportline can be had in their whole range of colors. Other than that, it gets the same gloss black treatment all around like the Monte Carlo that we showed you earlier. Now let's jump into the inside. So now I'm inside the Slavia Sportline, and the most apparent change from the Monte Carlo is the color scheme. This continues to get the same dual tone beige and black scheme as the regular Slavia. Now the Sportline gets, since it's priced lower than the Monte Carlo and it's meant to be more accessible, the Sportline does get lesser features. So you don't get the fully digital instrument cluster, you get simple fabric seats, and you lose out on some other features like cooled seats. But other than that, it continues to be offered with the 1 litre or 1.5 TSI engine options. The Slavia Sportline is based on the mid-spec Signature variant, and compared to the Signature, the Sportline adds aluminium pedals, new fabric upholstery and a powered sunroof, among other convenience features. Here are the prices for the Slavia Sportline. Now, like the Slavia Sportline that I showed you earlier, the Kushaq too has gained a Sportline variant. And much like that one, this one too continues to get all the gloss black treatment all around. And the interesting thing is that it can be had with the entire palette of colors from the Skoda Kushaq range. Now, interestingly, the Sportline is not that is something new to India. It was always a variant earlier for the Superb as well. Now I'll show you what's on the inside. So much like on the Slavia Sportline that I showed you, this Kushaq Sportline also misses out on certain features over the Monte Carlo and the top spec Prestige. The most apparent of which are these seats. So these are fabric seats and you don't get leatherette upholstery on the Sportline. And another change is this instrument cluster. So you don't get a digital instrument cluster like on the Monte Carlo. Instead, you get these nice analog dials which look really nice to my eye. And other features that you miss out on are ventilated seats. But apart from that, it's pretty well kitted. You still get this large touchscreen, a sunroof, 6 airbags and much more. The Kushaq Sportline 2 can be had with all three powertrain options, and their prices are as follows. Over the Signature variant it's based on, the Sportline gets gloss black details all around, Sportline badges, different fabric upholstery with dual stripes and aluminium pedals. So that was a close look at the updated Skoda Slavia and Kushaq range. Do let us know which one is your favorite in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to the Autocar India YouTube channel.